And what do you make of Peter Dutton's proposed migration cut?
Well, it is good that Peter Dutton has said that they will ensure that skilled tradies are on a priority list. We think that makes sense, particularly when you look at what Canada and the UK are doing, which they have put them on priority lists. We understand the reason why the Coalition is looking at a reduced migration number while we try and build more homes, but it doesn't make any sense to reduce the number of migration if we're not going to get the tradies we need. Of course, we need to employ more Australians in our industry, absolutely.
But it's such a big net migration cut. Are you confident that they will deliver on the tradies or will lose out?
We've been assured by the Coalition that the tradies will stay on a priority list. We'll take them at their word, but obviously we'll hold them to account as we get closer to the election.
The Deputy Opposition Leader told Coalition Party Room today that one of the reasons new homes isn't being built is because of Labor's industrial relations reform. What do you say to that? Have you seen any evidence of that?
Yeah, we recently put out a CIE modelling on our productivity of our sector, and we know that the biggest contributor at the moment is industrial relations, that we simply cannot have increases in productivity because of IR. The scary thing is, though, that our modelling did not include the latest round of enterprise bargaining agreements that are currently on foot in terms of negotiations on the eastern seaboard, and it doesn't include the latest in the Closing the Loopholes bill that had a big impact on independent contracting. So it's all about IR, labour shortages and red tape. That means we cannot do our job properly.
And anecdotally, talking to people in the industry, friends and so on, the amount of small operators or small or medium construction that are hurting or fallen over in recent times has shocked me. That was when I was trying to work out why would they have removed those tradies off the list. I was thinking, is it because of that contraction? Is it because of interest rates? Is it because things have slowed down, at least in the short term? And does that anecdotal experience match up to what you're hearing from your members?
Well, part of the reason why we've had insolvencies is because of labour shortages. When you have costs increase by 40% and you as a builder are working under fixed price contracts, you are never going to price in an increase of 40% into your tender 2 years ago. And so the reality is that costs have skyrocketed, particularly in labour, and the builders are having to actually pay for all of those increased costs.
Absorb the costs.
They've got to absorb the costs. And the problem at the moment is
and you're
now...
seeing a lot of those insolvencies
yes,
around the country?
We are. Although, interestingly enough, today, one of the lowest we've had in a couple of years in terms of insolvencies today. But we know that a lot of good builders at the moment are simply not tendering for work. Why? Because they've got enough work in their forward book and they don't want to put out for any more tenders, because they can't guarantee labour.
Just quickly, beyond migration, what else could the government be doing to encourage more Australians into trades?
Well, we certainly commend Brendan O'Connor with all the apprentice incentives and the review into apprentice incentives at the moment. We need more apprentices and we need them to continue.
Got to jump in and to clarify, so it's the list is by this independent agency, but they're going to give it to the government. The government makes the decision. So this is where you can have your influence and say, bring in the tradies, I guess.
Bring in the tradies. We are
Carpenters and joiners.
Carpenters and joiners and bricklayers, and the list goes on.
But only into that.
Only the good ones. Some of them love the work, but that's my personal life.